Cooler Runnings Restaurant would like to introduce you to our brand new vegetarian grill and juice bar called Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, located at 1785 Nerid Avenue at the corner of Nerid and Wickham Avenues in the Bronx, across from the original Cooler Runnings Restaurant. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. We specialize in the best authentic vegetarian dishes, which contain no animal byproducts. Our menu includes Ito stew, tofu, veggie chunks, and our exclusive in-house vegetarian patties. For our full menu, you can visit our website at crvgbronx.com, or you can give us a call at 929-265-3392. We are also available on Uber Eats for your convenience. Stop by, and remember, at Cooler Runnings Vegetarian Grill, customer service is our #1 priority. You are hungry? Come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Hey Trelawney, it's Lady D, reaching you straight from New York with love. Catch me every week on Fit FM 96.7 in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. It's Voices with the Lady D on Linkage Radio, streaming live on YouTube. Join me Monday for the Monday Drive from 5 to 7 p.m. and Friday for Center Stage from 5 to 7 p.m. And me just want to know who under the mango tree with them iPhone, iPad, and transistor radio? Because trust me, you can't afford to miss the show. Music, vibes, and real talk every time. Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Stay locked in. Trelawney, me love you no bad. Wake Up Jamaica, Saturday morning runnings is on Fit FM 96.7. You hear that? Saturday mornings just got a whole lot sweeter. From the green hills of Trelawney to every corner of Jamaica and across the globe, Saturday morning runnings is bringing the energy, the laughter, the culture, and the conversation that everybody at top boat. Catch the unstoppable crew, Sherns, Jackie, Max Boyd, and Lady D. Expect big vibes, real stories, Caribbean flavor, inspiration, and enough fun every single Saturday morning. Tune in on Fit FM 96.7 or stream worldwide at www.fitfmja.com. Whether you're there Falmouth, Kingston, Montego Bay, New York, Toronto, or London, lock in and turn it up. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube. Saturday morning runnings, where culture meets conversation and the vibes never die.
I can't let you go, there's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold me close, now baby. I do what I'm told, still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line, yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm, no longer wishing, you're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride, look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, we can roll the dice. I like you surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike.
Yes, I'm here this evening. It is Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Welcome to the show. Oh, what a Thursday. We are in one of those, nice weather conditions, because right now it's 94 degrees. It is nice. I went out twice today to walk, not leisurely, on a mission. And I'm telling you, I loved to feel the heat on my skin because I've been locked in the office with the AC all day. But if you are out there long enough, you feel it. But I know those of you who are tuning in from the tropical islands, you're saying, oh, sure. And that's the least. Because, the heat here is somewhat different. We're surrounded by a lot of buildings and so on. So you don't get to feel the wind as you would like it. It's just brushing lightly against your skin. But man, welcome everyone to the show. It's another day for us to be thankful. And so we're thankful, we're thankful. So I'd like to say, hey, it's time for us to roll and rumble this evening. Good evening to those of you who are tuning in across the globe, all courtesy of Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station 24/7, 365 days for the year, KVR Radio Network. And also, well, let me not say and also, KVR Radio Network in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Good evening, Chris Wilby. And for Fit FM 96.7 in Stewart Castle in Duncan's Trelawney. How are you doing? Good evening, Julia and your team. Keeping it going 24/7, man, 365 days. Cool Mellow Radio 92.5 FM. Cool Breeze Radio 99.3 out of Port St. Lucie. It is good. And we're going to be having some wonderful times this evening, I tell you. Yeah, man, we have a lineup for you that you're going to say, ooh la la. The Monday Beat comes up next. Lady D asks, one question, many stories. How do you know when your friend is secretly competing with you? We missed that on Monday, so we kind of brought it forward, And in keeping you in the know, local, regional, and international news, all courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Healthy lifestyle, because wellness is more than medicine. So where am I?
To keep on dancing, to walk that line, yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready.
Yes, I want to say hello to all of you. And just to let you know, right, that in Lady D asks, how do you know when your friend is secretly competing with you? Men's Health Month, A man's health, a family's strength. A man's health, a family's strength. And in Spotlight this evening, we're spotlighting our co-producer, Mr. Evil Green. I had to sit down with Mr. Green, and it was wonderful. So you'll get a chance to see Mr. Green, learn some more about Mr. Green, and where Mr. Green is heading, all those good things. So want to welcome you to the show. Our telephone numbers are 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. Invite someone to the show. Share, like, subscribe, blast, whatever you want to do it, because we want it. We want the people. We want them. So please tell them to come on over and enjoy Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. I'm your executive producer, Lady D Denise Gomez Green. And of course, I'm behind the mic, while Mr. Evil Green, my co-producer, he's behind the scenes getting things, right, guiding me, We're talking together, we're doing things together, and it's good, it's good. So I want to say welcome to you, and you. And to my YouTubers, let me pop on over to you and say hey to Pat D, who popped in first. So hey, Pat. Also to Madam Ambassador Sharns, she came in second. Good evening, everyone. King came in. Good evening, fam. How y'all doing? And Marie is here. Marie and I were doing stuff last week, Saturday, at Edenwald Houses. So we were there. Good evening, Lady D and Voices family. It is hot. However, I'm in the kitchen baking, so I will be using the company to bake. Of course, you know we are good company. Marie, so not to worry about that. You're good. You're good. You're good. Yes, man. And also, Ryan says, it's so hot out. Oh my gosh. Yes, winter, winter. He's pleading for winter. And Mr. Green says, it's the long-awaited show, Center Stage. And guess who's in the spotlight? Yes, Mr. Green is in the spotlight. Good evening, everyone. So, hey, Drea. Howdy do to you too. Let's get the show going. As you know, we are trying to navigate the selections we play here on this platform based on the platform that I'm using, you know, to stream to you. So I do apologize if you experience anything, but we've tried to see how best we can minimize that until we get something going. So welcome to the show. Lots to do. 19 minutes after 6 o'clock. So little time. Hey, everybody, let's get some praise on, shall we?
It's worth. So I learn more when I stop talking. I let silence speak its mind. Everybody wants a moment. I decided mine is time. I'm not late, I'm not early. I'm exactly where I stand. Every step feels intentional. As I walk away, God plans. Here is fun.
Yes, he says, here is fine. That's the voice of Jermaine Edwards. Good evening, everyone. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button, like the show that is in progress, and share the link with someone. Invite them to join us over here at Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. And as you know, each and every Thursday, I bring you the news that you want to hear, bring you the news that informs you, bring you the news. Yeah. And that's what I aim to do. So, welcome to you. Don't forget our telephone numbers. Did I share the number with you? I did not? Oh, give you a little spanky there, Lady D. 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. That's 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. It's time for News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news, all courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JS News for Thursday, June 11, 2026. Effective today, Petrojam has revised its pricing system for automotive diesel oil and ultra-low sulfur diesel ULSD in response to rapid and unpredictable changes in the global energy market. Global oil prices have soared in recent months, arising from the U.S.-Israel war on Iran that started in late February 2026. Since then, Petrojam has maintained its former pricing system, which capped its maximum pass-through of price increases or decreases for automotive diesel oil and ULSD at $4.50 per litre. This saw Petrojam absorbing up to $21.67 per litre of the full average increase of $59.30 per litre on transport fuels up to the end of May. The absorption cost the company almost $22.7 million or 3.6 billion Jamaican dollars over the 3-month period and restricted its ability to respond to higher replacement costs for crude oil and finished petroleum products. Under the revised pricing tiers, the maximum pass-through of price increases or decreases on automotive diesel oil and ultra-low sulfur diesel will be capped at $12.50 per litre. The adjustment will bring ex-refinery prices into closer alignment with price changes in the benchmark U.S. Gulf Coast reference. Petrojam says the move is designed to bolster Jamaica's energy security by strengthening the company's ability to confront shocks, disruptions, and crises in the global oil market. Importantly, the revised pricing tiers continue to protect the public by preventing full, immediate pass-through of extreme price shocks, guaranteeing balance by making sure that the movements apply whether prices are increasing or decreasing. Accordingly, ultra-low sulfur diesel goes up by $12.50 today, while automotive diesel oil increases by $10.50 and kerosene by $4.50. 87 and 90 gasoline, propane and butane prices have decreased by between 25 and 98 cents per litre. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Favour Williams is defending the government's decision to transfer $500 million from the reserves of the Financial Services Commission (FSC), insisting that the move poses no threat to the regulator's operations or financial stability. The issue arose during last Thursday's meeting of the Senate's Regulations Committee, where concerns were raised after the FSC reported a surplus in its 2023 annual report, but has since disclosed losses exceeding $500 million while seeking approval for revised insurance fees. The FSC is Jamaica's integrated regulator for the securities, insurance, and private pension industries. Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, the finance minister said the decision was made after an assessment of the FSC's financial position.
From time to time and based on government's revenue requirements, the financial sector may request distribution of surpluses, reserves, or financial investments in excess of requirements for working capital from self-financing agencies. Such requests are generally made after an assessment of the agency's financial position to ensure that any distribution will not undermine the entity's viability. Based on the strength of the FSC's balance sheet And based on the projections of the institution, both the FSC and the ministry had a joint understanding that the 500 million distribution would be granted.
Minister Williams says the government remains committed to supporting the FSC should any financing needs arise in the future.
Of course, we always will. And in the case of any financing needs from the FSC, we stand ready, and we did put that in writing to the FSC. So there is no risk to the viability of the FSC from the $500 million distribution.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security is reporting that it has spent just over $10 billion in disaster relief allocations since the passage of Hurricane Melissa last October. Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. gave the update at this week's post-cabinet press briefing. The expenditure accounts for more than $9.5 billion under the ROOFs program. It also includes costs related to the pre-positioning of food supplies, post-hurricane food procurement and distribution, emergency response operations, bank fees, and other administrative expenses incurred by the ministry. The figure further incorporates $152 million provided through UNICEF to support PATH households and persons with disabilities who were affected by the hurricane.
There are, additional amounts that were related to Hurricane Melissa that were connected to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. And I give you an example, being the World Food Programme funding, which is not in this because it's not related to our budget. But there are several other churches, stakeholders and partners as well that have allocated through their budgets millions, I'd say up into the billions, that come together to be part of the comprehensive support that was given to the several persons impacted by Hurricane Melissa.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has now launched the previously announced platform designed to improve the delivery of government relief assistance and fast-tracking payments to eligible beneficiaries. The Humanitarian Assistance Relief Platform, HARP, will be used to coordinate Phase 2 of the government's ROOFs program. It is designed to verify applicants who were not successfully validated during the initial phase due to issues such as incorrect TRN information, invalid contact details, duplicate records, or address discrepancies. Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says ministry teams are already in the field, collecting and confirming data to ensure that qualified beneficiaries receive their payments.
Phase 2, it is direct deposit. And if persons don't have banking information or don't have any bank account, we will be encouraging them, working with the banks to assist them in any way possible. And if they choose not to, then we'll find another methodology to get them their funding.
The minister reveals that just under 5,000 beneficiaries from the remaining verified list are ready for payment, pending confirmation of banking details. He says a schedule will be issued in advance outlining when and where verification teams will be deployed. This will be done in coordination with members of Parliament to ensure proper outreach. 4 new courthouses are to be built in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. Anne, and Trelawney. Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Delroy Chuck says they are among the projects expected to be facilitated by the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA.
Over the next 2 to 3 years, I expect the country will have at least to start to build at least 8 new courts. 4 in Nara, 1 in St. Thomas, and maybe the PPP for Manchester, the Supreme Court, and St. Catherine.
The Justice Minister was making his contribution to the 2026-2027 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. He says the St. Thomas Parish Court is expected to be operationalized early in the next fiscal year, which starts on April 1, 2027. Public-private partnerships are also being pursued to develop additional court infrastructure in Manchester, St. Catherine, and at the Supreme Court, while improvements are planned for facilities in Portland. The Clarendon and Linstead courts have already been upgraded, and rehabilitation works are underway at the Hanover Family Court, the Supreme Court, the Kingston and St. Andrew Traffic Court at Melbourne Road, and the St. Elizabeth Parish Court in Santa Cruz. And finally, government is taking steps to unlock nearly $50 billion in properties tied up in estates left by persons who died without making a will. Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs Delroy Chuck says mediators will be trained at the Administrator General's Department to help resolve disputes and speed up the distribution of estates to beneficiaries. The minister says many of the properties are deteriorating while legal matters remain unresolved. He says the government wants to place assets and proceeds from estate sales into the hands of beneficiaries, allowing them to improve their livelihoods and contribute to economic growth.
It's more important that we try to get it to the beneficiaries. And we're going around the country on a regular basis, urging beneficiaries to get together. Work with the Administrator General.
The ministry is also continuing public education efforts across the island to encourage more Jamaicans to prepare wills and properly plan their estate. And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Well, thanks to Twyla. Such informative news. Good evening, everyone. Center Stage is here, and we are on a mission today to ensure that you are informed, entertained, and brought into the know about, well, just about everything that you need to be made aware of. But before we do that, I'd like to welcome you to the show and to let you know if it's your first time, I never take it for granted. I'd like to welcome you to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. We air our programs Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and on Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And on Saturday, for Saturday morning runnings at 10 a.m. live on YouTube. Don't forget to click that like button. I sound like a recurring decimal, but I don't have a choice because we are building numbers, taking the platform to another level, and we know that you are enjoying the experience, aren't you? I'm sure you are. I don't have to say a word. And so coming up next is Lady D Asks, because I ran this question with my boss today. And I said to her, have anybody on your job ever tried to compete with you? She said, oh, God. That's her favorite saying. Oh, God. And she said, yes, when she was on her previous job, after having helped that young woman to come into the job, and, you know, the young woman started to act up and thing. And so she said, yes, this topic is really good because a lot of people who they claim to be your friends, you think that they are based on conversations, relationships that you have developed over time. But if you start paying attention, you'll realize that something is off. Yeah. And we want to talk about that. Call them out. Call them out. Yes, call them out. Oh, I have voice this evening. I can strike a note. So welcome to the show. Those of you who are just tuning in, you're just in time. Share the link. Tell somebody we're going to talk up the things. Not only are we talking up the things this evening, or we're talking up the things them. I still sound like I'm speaking patois. I am. Yeah, we want you to remind everybody that right after Lady D Asks, then we have Men's Health Month. It's a short feature, a man's health, a family's strength. And then we merge into our final segment for the evening right here on Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. An interview with Mr. Evil Green, co-producer of Voices with Lady D. And so the show is packed and we want to not waste any time. We want to just get on with the show, So welcome everybody. Now let's start talking because I won't be able to do some of the things that I'd like to do over there. You know where over there is. Yeah. So the more we engage with each other, that won't seem like a problem. You know what I mean? Good evening to Fit FM 96.7. Good evening to KVR Radio Network. And public service announcement, Mr. Chris Wilby will be airing his program on his YouTube channel, KVR Radio Network. However, he will not be broadcasting on Linkage Radio this evening because he has some challenges with his computer. So he won't be able to do that. But he's hoping to resume next week. So if you're trying to say, oh, I'm going to hear Mr. Wilby on Linkage Radio at the end of Lady D's program, regrettably, that will not happen. But if you want to watch him live, you can join him on KVR. That's KV as in Victor. That's my dad's name. Victor R as in Rabbit Radio Network. And you will get him there. Okay. So just letting you know. So right now we head into the segment that we call Lady D Ask. One question, many stories. And I want to hear your stories because I'm about to pose the question. How do you know when your friend is secretly competing with you? If you'd like to call me to kick off the segment, you can, because you know I'm always prepared on the back end. But I want to hear your view on that. I'd like to hear your story. Have you had to just say, you know what? I'm not doing that with you, and you have to shelve some people sometimes. You really have to protect your peace, your sanity, your space, your progress. Yes, you have to. You may not malice them, and I don't recommend malice, by the way. You won't get into heaven. But you can just say, you know what? After I've analyzed you, because you really have to sometimes evaluate the people who you have around you. Are they beneficial to you in terms of their morals, in terms of their character? All of those things you look at. And if you realize, no, so anytime I'm around them, other people seem to have me off. Cut. So welcome. Welcome to the segment. Again, the lines are now open. You may call me at 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. Did you know that's our WhatsApp line? That's our 876-219-3474. You can call me from anywhere in the world. Or 914-268-6148. That's our direct line. Call me right here in the Linkage Radio station. On this program, Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Want to see the thumbnail again? Yes, man. Friend or rival, that's for the thumbnail. You see what's going on, friending up, going on there, so one thing, pretending, competition, taking over. Yeah. Watch out for them. So call me here and let's start talking. I'd really like to hear from you. Now, some of the warning signs, and I'll just give that to you. And you may have, again, your own experiences with this. I would like to hear from you. Or if you know of this particular situation that has happened to anyone, I'd like to hear your comments about this. What are the warning signs? Do they minimize your achievements? That's something to look at. You have a friend, and you realize that if you excel in something, they are not overly excited for you, even more than you. They're not saying, oh my God, look how you've worked so hard. I think you deserve it. They start to come off with some little slight comments around the corner and say, oh, maybe me could I even get more than that, or, something. And you have to look over and say, what did he or she just say a while ago? That means they're not happy for you. So we have to pay attention. They're competing. They feel they could do better. Do compliments feel fake or shady? Mm-hmm. Talk up the things, Lady D. Do compliments feel fake or shady? Do you have an experience? I'd like to hear the phone line. And if you'd like to post your comments as well in the YouTube chat, I welcome you to do that. But I would really like to hear your voice calling me on this show, this segment, Lady D Asks. Alrighty. Good evening, my Jenny. It's great to have you here. It's great to have you. All right. So that's it. Yeah, I just want you to soak it in. But let me continue as you decide when am I going to call her so she and I can talk. Let's see. I wonder who is my first caller for the evening, and I welcome you. Good evening to you. How do you do?
Good evening, Lady D, and I made it as your first call. This is Al Jam, and I just want to say, the topic is very interesting because I don't believe that it sounds like a contradiction to me because that's the definition of who a true friend is. They wouldn't really feel no way if you want to, but be glad for you.
Mm-hmm.
If a true friend would be glad for you. But I kind of understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You accept them as your friend. You've been together for many years, but they still have this jealousy streak.
So then,
and a lot of times.
So good evening, Mr. Aljam. Yeah, welcome. Now, a genuine friend, this would not even be a conversation.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
the genuine friend, right? But the person you thought the whole time was a friend, this is what applies to them.
Well, what you're discovering is that you're learning who the person really is. Maybe whatever victory that you may be going through, that you figure the person would compliment you on, be overjoyed for you and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They might have never experienced your growth in that direction. As a result, you growing in whatever the person should be complimenting you on, and they're analyzing themselves. But she thinks she's better than everybody now because she have this or she have that or amount. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then you're learning more about who that person truly is, who you might have considered being your friend.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there's also there's also the factor too. You have people who you call them your friend. You work together. So you have that working environment situation too, where as you are excelling, there's always the person who you think would be your cheerleader. They're suddenly not cheering you on at all. And you find that a lot in workplaces.
Yes. And that competition was always present, but the situation never meets where it would be tested. Mm-hmm. And I believe as we experience people like those, we just have to make the necessary adjustment to know that, you don't even have to totally write them off, but know where they stand and where you're going to place them.
Right.
And, where that trust level might not be as tight as it used to be. And just take them for what they are, because we can't change people if people cannot see you could express yourself in how you feel about how they behave, but they have to see it. If they don't see it, then we can only put them where where we can be safe around them. Okay.
Agreed.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Al Jam. Okay.
Thank you, dear.
All righty. Bye. That's my first caller. Mr. Al Jam, I thank you so much for kicking off the discussion. 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. How do you know when your friend is secretly competing with you? And Al just shared his view on that. Are they supportive only when you're struggling? That's an interesting question. Are they only supportive when you are struggling? There are people who, because they know. Good evening to you. How are you? Welcome.
Good evening, lady.
Good evening, Lovey. How do you do?
I'm giving thanks. Just relaxing.
All righty. And so, please put the device a little closer to
Yeah.
your mouth so
So
that we can hear you.
this is my thing. Okay. So this is my thing, Lady D,
Mm-hmm.
is that my granny always say, if you want to know your friend, just drop down the road and farm, baby. You
Oh Lord.
understand?
Oh Lord.
Because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because your friend is supposed to be your friend. Your
Yes.
friend supposed to rejoice with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have friend, if you have your business and you want your business match up, either you call your family or your friend and you know your true friend or your friend
And
or
your
your
friend.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have friend and you have a friend.
Yes.
So you have to choose a friend that you have. And
Mm-hmm.
then you will know which one of them are going to be your friend. Because it's not just one, it's two. One
Mm-hmm.
are going to tear you down and one are going to lift you up. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to know the true value of a friend. Because you can have your business or you move up in a society, you're down at the bottom all day long and you struggle. And the moment you get a chance to move up the ladder,
Mm-hmm.
you find say your friend is not there. Oh, I can't go no, I can't come with it tonight because and they find excuses.
Yes.
No, your friend is supposed to be your friend for life. I have friends and I'm telling you, I love my friends because instead of tearing me down, they build me up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you want your friend to do. Your friend is supposed to be tearing you down. Your friend is supposed to be building you up. And
Yes.
as long as you have that friend and they are building you up, they too will expand
Mm-hmm.
in lifting up too. You understand me?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you think about you're not when you think about yourself alone. You say, come on, girl, there's an opportunity out there. Why not try it and see what happens here?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
this is all friends that's supposed to be. Each one lifting up each other. And those are my input this evening.
Thank you. How much worth is it?
It was worth 100%,
All
50
right.
50.
Okay.
You
Thank you,
understand me?
Lovey. I
You're
was looking for
welcome.
a dollar amount since everybody operating in
No,
cents. Uh-huh.
me not go no dollar. Me I go up. You go that $200. You get
Yes.
me
Yes.
get $100. You get up. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Thank you, Lovey. Okay.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Oh, Lordy. 914-268-6148. 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. 914-268-6148. And don't forget, I have an interview segment lined up for you with co-producer Mr. Evil Green. And I'm so proud of Mr. Green. I am. All righty. Now, let me continue with the feature. And I await your call once again. 914-268-6148 or 876-219-3474. So you may give me a call and share your, input on this. I await to hear from you as I'm here talking to you. I'm actually typing in the telephone numbers for you to give me a call. Yes, here we go. All right, now let me continue. So, what are the warning signs? Do they minimize your achievements? Do compliments feel fake or shady? Are they supportive only when you're struggling? And I was about to say that there are people when you are down in the doldrums. Oh my God, they're there for you and they're there to counsel and they're saying they want to raise you up. Good evening to you. Welcome to Lady D Asks.
Good evening, Lady D. This is Maureen.
I saw the number Happy. I said Happy is calling me. Good evening, Haps.
How are
Welcome.
you?
Good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of chime in with your question.
Yes.
So often I see this in my day-to-day movement.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you're friends, I don't have that. I'm not talking about my immediate friends like my Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
1 second, she wants to listen in.
Okay.
So hi to Marlene.
Hey, Marlene. Mhm. Yes, good to hear your voice.
Thanks for those devotions in the morning.
Of course, you're welcome.
I look forward to them.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, she don't have it on WhatsApp. You send it to her. Here
Yes,
it is.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Say.
Mhm.
So I have, my good friends, including yourself, that I
Mhm.
know that, my success is their success.
Mhm.
But there are others who they show that they're happy, but most times is that they constantly like they're competing with you.
Mhm.
They don't play your success to make it look like they're really for you.
Right.
And not knowing that I have that discerning spirit that I can tell who is who.
Mhm. Yes.
So,
Mhm.
they struggle to be genuine.
It's a struggle. I like the operative word there. Mhm. Yeah.
They struggle to celebrate your success.
Mhm. And what do you do when you realize who they are? Because character, as Evol would say, character shows up everywhere. Character is not a part of your trait that you can fix up. Whatever your character, whatever is your characteristic traits are, they will show up. It could be in the White House or the lower house.
Yeah, what do I do?
Mhm.
You know me. I just simply just as Michelle Obama would say, you just disappear.
Okay.
When they call you, you just ghost them.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I'm not fake, and I don't want fake people around me.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I just kind of keep myself to myself,
Yourself
away from
to
that
yourself.
person.
Right. Got you. Yes, my happy. Thank you so much for calling me this evening. I appreciate it. Hey.
You're welcome.
Yes.
We'll talk soon.
All
Take care.
righty. Bye. And that's my friend
Bye.
Happy. And Happy is a friend, I am telling you. So she's been on my journey. So, yes. And the fact that she has spent the time to call me, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. And we're wrapping up this segment in a few. But when does admiration become competition? Copying your style, ideas, or moves, right? Constant comparison. You ever hear you're talking about something and the other person say, and say me did so and so, a similar thing to yours. Sometimes it's not true, but they just want to be up in you so much. And you might be not even realizing it. Because sometimes you trust people. You want to know that they're alongside you. You're building each other, trying to grow. But them on a different path. They are trying to one up everything you do. You say something and they supersede it. Believe me. Number 3, can jealousy exist in real friendships? Is jealousy natural? Well, there was Cain and Abel, right? And that resulted in a fatal situation. But yes, now let's put that in perspective. I can admire you because of something you are doing, but I'm not jealous that it should have been me. Mm-mm. That's not where I'm going at all. Can someone love you and still envy you? No, sir. No, I don't think so. If you love, you love. You can't love and envy. They don't go together. Now, I no, I don't like that. I don't even like that word, envy. Mm-mm. Yeah. Can someone love you and still envy you? Then they don't love you then. Why would they be envious of you? If there's admiration, that's a different thing. Does insecurity damage friendships? Every time. All of us were created by God in his image, his likeness. He gave us gifts. He gave us talents. He gave us the gift of free will and choice. And so I may only decide, because after you were handed on a platter, being sent to school by your parents, and they did their part. When you transition into adulthood and you're now on your own, you're on your own, unless somebody is just going to pass by and kind of bless you. But you're really on your own. But if you chose not to go forward, to be the best that you can be, whatever that looks like, and someone else who you know decided that even though I stopped at secondary school or high school, I am going to go for my degree full blast. I'm going to sell bag juice. I'm going to pick up garbage. I'm going to go do something to make up the money, to put myself through to higher education. And that person right there, so who stopped and didn't do anything, they can feel so insecure that after a while it becomes tiresome. It really does. Because every time you talk to them, they're not moving anywhere. And when you're saying, oh, I'm heading off to classes now, they're like, boy, you have to go to school still. You watch out for those people. You pay attention. Don't have your head up in the sky. You have to have a spirit of discernment. Let me see if there are comments over on the YouTube chat right here. Let's see. I saw my sissy Jen a while ago, and let's see what she said. Jen says everything takes time, little by little, things will be back to normal. Okay. Beautiful scarf. Thank you, Jenny. She's admiring my scarf. Thank you. Jenny says prayer is the key. Sir King, it breaks all chains. Amen. Most people who say they're your friends these days are not genuine. They're fake and hating with jealousy when they see others doing good. That is true. Real friends don't put you down. They lift you up. That's right, Jen. Yes, ma'am. Jealousy is the main reason for broken friendships, even with families. All righty, that's right. And as I'm wrapping this up, it's 7:00. But let me just finish a few of my pointers here. Why do some people struggle to celebrate others? Low self-esteem, fear of being left behind, social media pressure, crab in a barrel mentality. We sing that all the time. Has social media made friendship competition worse? Comparing lifestyles online? Secret monitoring. Some people on social media, they would have never one day comment, say, I like your hair, like your shoe. I'm so proud of what you're doing. They just come, they peep, and they keep moving. They refuse to say a word, to offer a compliment. They're not doing it. And then you have those who have fake support in comments, especially if you know them and you see suddenly they're writing something. You're like, that is not true. And pressure to appear successful. Good evening to you, Madam Pat. How are you?
I am blessed and blessed. Good evening, Lady D. Gomez Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Brother Ever and the Voices family, Sister Gloria. How are you all doing this hot day?
Yes, a hot day, but we're thankful. We're good.
Praise the Lord, in all things give thanks.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to be short.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about friendship, Lady D, a friend in need is a friend indeed, and there is a friend that stick it closer than a brother.
Mm.
When I think of friendship, I remember David and Jonathan in the Bible. Jonathan
Yes.
was the son of Saul who hated David. And they had a relationship that was next to nothing. So a true friend will always be there for you through thick and through thin. It doesn't matter. Someone who calls themselves a friend, if they're not for you, that person is not your friend. That's a rival. And a rival will compete. And so there is no need for your friend to compete with you. You know, you're two different individuals. So a friend will definitely encourage and uplift, while a rival take a back seat. And you know exactly who your friends are.
That is true.
You know, they squirm around like a little snake. They will say things that are out of context. You know, they will look at you in a demeaning way.
Yes.
They will not say something to encourage, and they will bite you. They will tell people things about you that are not really true. So be careful of the snakes who are competing as your friend. Gotta drop them. Let them go.
That's right. Sound words, Patty. Good to hear you.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you. All righty.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, that's Madam Ambassador Pat. And we're wrapping up this segment, but I'd also like to add, are some friendships only comfortable when you're struggling? Friends who disappear during your growth. So, at some point in our lives, we will need people. If you don't need people, something is wrong. So you will have people who help you to start out, right? You needed a job, they try to connect you. You needed little money, they help you out. But at some point, when you, as we would say, get on with feet or find with footing, at some point, it's time for you to spread your wings. They need to let you go. But sometimes they don't want to let you go. They want you to be reminded that them did start you, them did help you up. And that's not a good trait at all. If you bless someone, you bless them and you release them. But when you start to grow, all of a sudden, sometimes some of those people just disappear. You don't see them no more. They don't call you. You call, they don't answer. You see, human beings, we're very complex. And you can't read us sometimes. Here's another point. Energy shifts when you succeed. That is true. Especially if people feel that they are no longer in your space, in your category. What you're going to do about it if you are thriving? If you're thriving and moving on for success, is so it go. People who liked the old you, they can't pass there. It seems they don't have no business. They can't pass who you used to be, what you used to do. Now, should you confront the friend? Honest conversation is often necessary. I'm the kind of person who will tell you. And sometimes I go silent. If you're saying something to me and I go silent, it's either it's not important, it don't worth my time, but if it's something that's going to impact me negatively, I will speak up. But if I don't speak up, it's not worth it. Quiet distance. You try to, get your space. End the friendship. Al had said maybe not, but sometimes depending on the nature of the situation, you may have to end it. Again, it's not malice, but if you don't feel comfortable anymore to be as close with that person, move on. Protect your peace, most importantly. If each time you are with them and you are in turmoil, that's not the place to be. Can friendship survive competition? Is healthy competition possible? Of course, every day. Can trust return after envy appears? It all depends on how both individuals or one or several people handle it. But you will always remember you're not God. So you're going to remember. But it's how you handle it. Should every friendship last forever? There are some people, even though they have not been around each other for a very long time, if they meet tomorrow, it's like they never left each other. So there was a bond established, and the foundation was pure, it was honest, and it was real. So yes, sometimes the people clapping the loudest for you in public are struggling the hardest with your success in private. May I read that? That's my closing line. Sometimes the people clapping the loudest for you in public are struggling the hardest with your success in private. Let's sleep on that. It is Voices with Lady D. Today's feature is Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Have you stopped by lately? And this coming Saturday, by the way, they're having their annual giveaway. I won't be able to attend this year, but I am wishing them well, because when I go, I do my part. Stay with us. A quick commercial break.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Wake up Jamaica. Saturday morning runnings is on Fit FM 96.7. You hear that? Saturday mornings just got a whole lot sweeter. From the green hills of Trelawney to every corner of Jamaica and across the globe, Saturday morning runnings is bringing the energy, the laughter, the culture, and the conversation that everybody at top boat. Catch the unstoppable crew, Sherns, Jackie, Max Boyd, and Lady D. Expect big vibes, real stories, Caribbean flavor, inspiration, and enough fun every single Saturday morning. Tune in on Fit FM 96.7 or stream worldwide at www.fitfmja.com. Whether you're there, Falmouth, Kingston, Montego Bay, New York, Toronto, or London, lock in and turn it up. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voices with Lady D on YouTube. Saturday morning runnings, where culture meets conversation and the vibes never die.
Don't forget, this evening we're powered by Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. And we are also broadcasting on Fit FM 96.7, fitfmja.com. Hello, Julia. We are also on KVR Radio Network. That's Mr. Chris Welby, and he's in the chat hailing us up and saying howdy do. And also Cool Mellow Radio 92.5 FM and Cool Breeze Radio 99.3 FM in Port St. Lucie in Florida. So our voices are just all over the place, man. We're good. Right now, I take you to, we haven't had a little selection, have we? Not even a tap of the feet. So let's tap with feet now. Stick and stay. I'm your host and executive producer, Lady D. Denise Gomez Green. What a ting. Welcome to Spotlight. Shine. Don't forget, if you're new here, we invite you to like, share, subscribe to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Aren't you hearing voices on this platform? Yes, man. Thanks to those of you who called in and made Lady D Ask another successful feature. Coming up in a minute, a man's health, a family's strength. And right after that, our Spotlight with Mr. Evil Green, co-producer. That's what I'm talking about, and you don't need it any better than that. Shucks. Welcome to the feature this evening, Men's Health Month 2026. A man's health, a family's strength. So good evening and welcome to Center Stage and Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. June is recognized as Men's Health Month, a time dedicated to raising awareness about the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being of men and boys. This evening, we're focusing on the theme, A Man's Health, a Family's Strength. Men often carry many responsibilities. They are fathers, husbands, sons, brothers, mentors, providers, and leaders. They spend so much time taking care of others that they sometimes neglect themselves. Yet the reality is this: when a man is healthy, his family is stronger. When a man is healthy, his community is stronger. And when a man is healthy, he's better equipped to fulfill his God-given purpose. As we shine the spotlight on men's health this evening, let's have an honest conversation about the challenges men face, the importance of prevention, and how we can support the men in our lives toward healthier and longer lives. So let's begin. Why do men neglect their health? Why do men wait until something is seriously wrong before seeking medical attention? Is it pride, fear, lack of time, or something else? Have societal expectations taught men to tough it out instead of seeking help? What about physical health matters? What are some of the most common health issues affecting men today? How important are routine checkups and preventative screenings? What simple lifestyle changes can improve a man's overall health? And then, mental health and emotional wellness. Why do many men struggle to talk openly about stress, depression, anxiety, and emotional challenges? Is there still a stigma surrounding men's mental health? How can families and communities create safe spaces for men to speak openly? Now, the family connection. How does a man's health impact his spouse, children, and loved ones? What role should families play in encouraging healthy habits? Is taking care of your health one of the greatest gifts you can give your family? And what about faith and wellness? What does the Bible teach about caring for our bodies? How can faith help men navigate life's pressures and challenges? Are churches doing enough to address men's health issues? And building legacy? What kind of example are men setting for the next generation through their health choices? What habits should fathers and mentors pass on to young men? What does a healthy legacy look like? These are all questions we ask ourselves each and every time about our men. And if we were to ask some quick fire questions, if a man were honest to call me this evening and say, well, Lady D, I had my last physical examination yesterday or last week, I would be so elated, touched even, because we find that our men, they hold back. And why is that? Primarily fear, fear of the unknown, especially maybe they have seen some signs of something. But how supportive are we? Are we constantly beating them down? Go on at the doctor, no go. Or do we have honest and direct conversations to say, if you do not go and get your physical done, who will be able to help you? There are a lot of people who wives leave them, girlfriend leave them, children can't bother leaving them alone because after they got a diagnosis, there's nobody to care for them. And Maureen, my dearest Happy, can tell you about the whole life insurance, who didn't have, what moving parts had to come in play to help people to get themselves situated with health care and long-term insurance and all kind of stuff. So we just want to say that with the man, the presence, the physical presence, the mental presence, the emotional presence, the spiritual presence of a man in our society, they are like our backbone. And if we only find that they are regressing and the women are pushing themselves ahead, half of what a man does, we can't do. We don't have the physical strength. We were not made up like that. So we have to encourage our men that their health is important. And if their health is at its optimal, then that simply means that their family strength will be A1. Their community strength will be A1. They'll be our protectors. They will be the one to run, go pick up, drop off, do all the things that a man is supposed to do, go out and work. So, a man's health, a family's strength. And it's not just about their biological connection in terms of the dynamics of a family unit, but it's the whole composite of what it comes with. Hear my voice each and every time we plea for our men to take care of themselves. Don't be afraid. And sometimes some of our men are connected to other men who just, that's not their thing. They're not going to know doctor, and you find that your man is a part of that pool. And it trickles down. And if he once utters that, boy, me go do my physical next week, one out of the pool say, you idiot man, where you go? You look how you look good. But we don't know what's going on the inside of us. Take it from us, it is important, men, that you take care of yourselves. Can we ask you, please? We're not beating you. we're saying we want you here longer. And if you do that for us, we love you even more. But it becomes very difficult because women, we are on top of our game. We go to the doctor, we get all the checks we need to do, even if fear or kill we're going to go. I'd rather go and they say, well, you have this and you go work on it. Rather than when I show up, oh, I'm so sorry. And they give me time to expire. I don't want that. So please, that's a wrap for this feature. This is the kickoff, and we are just dropping the nuggets here to say we want our men here longer. We care about you. We love you. And it baffles our mind when we ask the question, have you done a prostate exam? It's either they go silent or they quietly answer you, no. You don't even know how to say, so why? So you have to kind of go around the bush. Or if you don't want to go around the bush, you say, you need to go get one. That kind of thing. So, here on Voices with Lady D, that's our mission, to encourage you men. And a lot of you are listening to my voice. You may not come into my channel, but you're listening on the broadcast online, on Linkage Radio, and all the other platforms that are airing this program. We encourage you, please take care of yourselves. So as we observe Men's Health Month, let's remember that health is not just a personal matter. It affects families, communities, and future generations. A healthy man can love more, serve more, lead more, and live life more fully. This evening, we encourage every man listening, take the first step, schedule the appointment, have the conversation, make the lifestyle change, because a man's health isn't just about him. A man's health, a family's strength. I'm Lady D, Denise Gomez, and this has been Census Stage on Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. I welcome you if you're just joining me. And to those of you who are on our YouTube channel, if you have never subscribed and you're saying, should I? Well, I think you should. And there are benefits to you doing so because you'll be so informed around here, entertained and, just vibing. If you want to come inside the chat and share your comments, then, we want you. So King says, sorry, not me. He goes and he does his thing. I'm always on top of things. That's right. I like that about King. Love it. It's way overdue. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So Pat D says, yes, I have a lot of people that I help along the way. And as soon as they start to step up and can do it on their own, they ghost me sometimes. Oh, that's when we were talking about the friend issue. Yes. So right now, it's my pleasure to take you to... All right, Patty, I was just about to make my transition to Spotlight. Go ahead.
Okay. Excellent topic. Excellent nuggets. Excellent advice. Lately, Lady D, there's so many men, especially young men, who have transitioned. They go to bed and they never wake up.
That's true.
I can tell you about a few, and I'm so tired of funerals, Lady D. Young men. Why? Because some are scared, afraid of the unknown. They are not really pushed or encouraged, or they just get a backlash. But for those who are involved, you tell other, if she cares that much about you, she will push you, encourage you, and actually schedule the appointment and take you to your appointment to get your physical. And it's important to get the prostate checked. You know, we can talk until the chickens come home to roost. Lady D, I don't know what it is, but all we can do is just encourage because, yes, when the man is ill, the wife, the girlfriend has to take up, you know, the load.
Okay.
And worse yet, if they transition and they don't have insurance, oh, God help the family, the financial burden, the strain that is on the family. So health is wealth. I often say, well, the scripture tells us our body is a temple of the living God.
That's right.
And we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be careful what we put inside our body, what we eat, how we eat. And we must go to the doctor. We must get our vaccinations. Once you reach age 50 now, you need to get the shingles vaccine. Lady B, I did not get the shingles vaccine, and I got the shingles. And I would never. Lady B, that thing almost killed me. I went to Jamaica and I came back. I don't know what happened. I was in the sun a lot. And I don't know what precipitated it, but a couple of days after my return, I was having some discomfort under my right rib cage. And it got so bad, I went to urgent care, and that's when they diagnosed me of having the shingles.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, Lady D, that thing took up my entire back, my subcap area. Oh, I was in hell.
Yeah,
And
here
as
it's very
soon
painful.
after I recovered, oh, Lady D, it affected your nerve endings. I made sure I went and I got the shingles vaccine, 2 doses. I got 1 dose and much later on, and I'm encouraging everyone, go get the shingles vaccine. Get your pneumonia vaccine. Men, take care of yourselves. Listen to your significant other because they may just be saving your life.
That's right. Thank you, Pat.
I just want to put this out there, you know. FYI to everyone, take care of yourself.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. That's a wrap for our men's health feature. And right now, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our final feature for this evening, Spotlight. This evening, we're spotlighting our co-producer, Mr. Evil Green. Many of you have seen Evil during our Saturday morning runnings. From time to time, he makes an appearance, but he has also appeared with me here in the radio station, sat right next to me. But we thought we needed to do this again. And why not? You know, he has so much to offer, and he's a very insightful man. And so welcome to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. This is Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Enjoy the interview. Shining a light on the journeys that shape us. I'm your host, Lady D, Denise Gomez Green. And this evening, we're giving one story. We're giving one space, the honor and the attention it deserves. This is Spotlight, where every journey matters. Our guest this evening is Mr. Evil Green, co-producer of Voices with Lady D. And what an interview it's going to be. It's going to be.
Well, hello, Lady D. Hello, Lady D.
You're in the hot seat. And what a thing. And what a thing.
Let's see what it's going to be like.
It's going to be great.
It's
going to be great. We've decided to have you on Spotlight this evening. Our audience needs to know a little bit more about you. A little bit more about you.
Here I am. I'm all yours.
In live and living. And we'll start off our conversation this evening. Because we've heard of Tower Hill. Where is Tower Hill?
Tower Hill is in St. James. In St. James. 6 or 7 miles outside of Montego Bay area. North Coast area.
I noticed you highlighted the North Coast area.
I usually highlight Tower Hill being close
so it's not all that country.
Not really. Some little bit, but not all that
little
country.
bit,
No.
but not.
And
all
what
that
was
country, no.
life like?
No.
And what was life like in Tower Hill?
I was interested. Grew up
I was
in
interested.
Tower Hill.
Grew up in
Like
Tower
I
Hill.
like to say, everybody from Tower Hill has strong
everybody from
calves.
Tower Hill has
You have to
strong
walk up the hill.
calves.
Literally,
To
it's
walk up the hill.
a lot of hills
Literally,
going up there. But
a lot of hills going up.
it was interesting growing up there.
It was interesting growing up there.
Sisters
Married
and
brothers and
Yeah,
sisters.
what was family life like?
Yeah, what was
Mom.
family life like?
wow, family life for me.
Wow, family life for me.
Brothers who fight for me,
Brothers
sisters
who fight for me, sisters
who protected me. Yeah, family life was good.
protected me. Yeah, family life was
Back
good.
then family was everything we knew.
Back
And
then
how
family was
many
everything we knew.
Siblings do
And
you
how
have?
many
I have
siblings do you
6
have?
brothers
I have
and 2 sisters.
6 brothers
Oh.
and
Like
2
I like to
sisters.
say, we never lost
I
the
like to say
fight.
we never lost the fight.
Well, I didn't actually get in the fights myself.
Well, I didn't actually get in the fights
I was the
myself.
good little boy.
Okay.
I was the good little boy.
And
Okay.
what was your
And
childhood like?
what was your childhood like?
Wow, that was pretty interesting.
Wow, that was pretty interesting.
School.
School.
Where did you go to school? Where did you go to school?
Torrell All Age
Torrell.
School, or back
Torrell
Torrell
All
Primary
Age
School, and
or
then
back
Torrell All
Torrell
Age School.
Primary School, and then
Initially
Torrell
from
All
Torrell.
Age School.
Okay.
Initially
But
from
life
Torrell.
was a little
But
bit of country,
was
going to the
a little bit
river,
of country,
catching water
going to
on
the
your head,
river, catching water on your head.
no light in the house.
No light in the
Which
house.
means you didn't have electricity.
Which means you
Is
didn't
that
have
what that means?
electricity.
Yes.
Is that what that means?
Okay, well, we
Yeah.
didn't have any
Okay,
electricity
well,
back then.
we
Well, not in
didn't
the
have
house
electricity
until,
back then. Well, not in the house until
it was eventually on the streets.
It was
Oh.
eventually on the street.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so you had to use lamp.
So you had to use
Back a lamp, man.
lamp.
Back a lamp, and some occasion you're going from
Back a
inside
lamp,
to
and some occasion you're
outside.
going from
And
inside
then,
to
like everybody else, we had
Oh.
And then,
inside
like
lamp, which
everybody
was
else, we had
precious, the home
inside
sweet
lamp,
home.
which was
Sweet
precious,
home.
the
Yeah,
home
yeah.
sweet home.
Home sweet home.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
had Peony Wallies.
So you had
Yeah,
Peony
man, we had
Wallies.
Peanut Wallies.
Yeah, man, we had Peanut
yeah.
Wallies.
Peanut Wally. It's funny. I called somebody in Torrell these days. I still hear Peanut Wally in the background.
Really? At night time?
At night time, yeah.
Really? At night time?
Yeah,
Not going
No,
anywhere.
I'm going nowhere.
Not
Yeah.
going
No,
anywhere.
no, 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 no.
If you're just joining us, welcome to
If
Spotlight.
you're just joining
Our
us,
guest
welcome
this
to
evening is
Spotlight. Our
co-producer
guest this evening is
Evergreen, and
co-producer.
we've gone back to
Evergreen,
his
and we're-
roots.
We've
as a
gone
matter
back
of
to
fact.
his roots. as a
Now,
matter of fact.
yes, there were no
Now, yes, there were
electricity
no
at the time in Tower
electricity
Hill,
at the time in Tower
and
Hill, and
you had to
you
go
had
to school.
Go to school.
Many people talk about not having
Many people talk about
a
not
lot
having
when they
Mhm.
were
a
growing
lot
up.
when they were
Um,
growing up.
Mhm.
You know, no
Um,
shoes,
No
worn
shoes,
pants, you know,
worn
these things.
Yeah.
pants.
I
you know,
don't
these
remember
things.
not having shoes.
I
though.
don't remember
I
not
think
having
I
shoes.
always
though.
had shoes.
I think I
Okay.
always
And
had
maybe
shoes.
there's a point where
maybe
you
there's a
had
point
to
where
borrow your
you
church
had
shoes
to
sometimes
borrow your
to
church
go to
shoes
school.
sometimes
You had to
to
walk
go to
very
school.
carefully.
You had to walk
But I don't
carefully.
remember not having shoes at all.
I don't
remember
remember
maybe
not
having
having shoes
just
at all.
maybe
I
one
remember maybe
khaki
having
pants
just maybe one
Okay.
khaki
and
pants.
Okay.
that. But
And maybe
I think I always had shoes,
that.
one way or the other.
That shoes.
Right.
And then again, I have brothers who,
Right.
And then again, I have brothers who,
if one had the shoes, then
if one
all
had
of
the
us had
shoes,
shoes.
then
Okay.
I'd be
all of us
wearing
had
their
shoes,
shoes,
then
or
I'd be
they were
wearing
wearing
their
mine,
shoes,
so,
or
yeah.
Right,
they be wearing
So
mine.
humble
Yeah.
beginnings.
Right.
Absolutely, you kidding me?
Absolutely, you kidding me? Extremely humble beginnings. Yeah, man, big time, big time. How humble do you want it to go?
No, it's all about you this evening.
It was
you can
humble.
share.
We grew up 2-room wooden house.
Mhm.
Kitchen outside. The toilet down on the side.
You mean the out-
the outhouse,
the
the
outhouse.
toilet.
Mhm.
And I think that might have been my worst time growing up experience. Yeah, that was a dread for me. That was
Yeah.
terribly terrifying.
Oh, you never liked that.
Nah, I never liked a lot of stuff growing up. Really,
Mhm.
I
For
never liked to. I
example?
never liked to go look wood. I mean, I had to go look wood for to catch the fire, make the fire outside.
Mhm.
I never enjoyed all those things. I'm sure if my brothers are listening, they will say, yeah, when a little wuss, whatever.
Oh dear.
The pretty
Yeah.
boy kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I never enjoyed that.
You never liked that.
Yeah, and the toilet was terrifying. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
What about high school?
Yeah, the breakthrough came when I started going to Harris Memorial High School, and I got to be in the city way more often. Yeah. And then I became exposed to the library, which became my savior, because I started loving books and just hanging out in a different environment. So that was the great part of going to school in Montego Bay. New people around you. Didn't have to be in Tower Island, of course. Once you were in Montego Bay, you were able to go and go to the flush toilet,
For a lot of children, though, that's somewhat terrifying.
Yeah.
For them. Because, I too grew up in Clarendon. That was not part of my natural experience.
You mean penance?
In penance.
Yeah. Quite unlike mine. Yeah, we had to do with the home sweet home. You entered with chandeliers, huh? That was that was quite another world for me. Yeah.
But so what was school days like in high school?
High school was the very high point. I loved school. I loved books. School and books were pretty much an escape. School, books, the library was an escape for me in a lot of ways. Not that I didn't want to go home, because home was, once you got home, truly home was where the love is, and I tell people that as much as it was challenging for me, and it's interesting because I don't think my brothers felt way prized possession. I felt that way anyway. I felt love. Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit and talk about mom.
Wow. My mother who fathered me. My mom was a champion, and it's interesting now that she has passed, and as we got older, we started appreciating their wisdom more. We were raised without any dad at home, so my mom was mother and father and counselor and fighter and everything. Everything. And I've always said that, my dad died when I was like 3-4 years old. But interestingly, I didn't feel like I missed a dad. I didn't feel like, I was missing out. And again, too, because a lot of the guys that I grew up with, they were they weren't happy with having fathers. They were beaten and, all kind of stuff. And I never got that. I grew up
with love.
I grew up with total love. Maybe too much, but I don't think there's such a thing as too much love.
Oh, no.
But yeah. But my mom was a champion. She sacrificed everything, did everything that was maybe uncomfortable to make sure that we're okay. And never felt like I lacked or missed a father. It's interesting.
Right.
It was just my mother.
But I know that you wish you had known him.
I wish I knew my father. I think everybody would love to have known their dad, their mom. I never got there. Well, to be honest, he died when I was 3 years old. So clearly, I wasn't an abandoned child. I wasn't one of those kids who his father was never there. He died. But yeah, I have been reminded many times, just interestingly, I don't even have a picture of my dad.
Right, that's what you told me.
Yeah, there is nothing to say, this is what your dad looks like, except that growing up in Tower Hill, the older men would protect us as if, they were our dad's friends. And they would say, boy, you look just like your father. In fact, they called my dad Stepper. And they would be like, well, Stepper boy, this man look just like your father. So my image of my father is me. I look at myself. And in fact, when I'd ask my mom what did daddy look like, she would say, go look in the mirror. So yeah, That was that's my image of my father.
Oh.
And it is also said, boy, you behave just like your father. So while he wasn't there physically to shape and to mold me, I think the genetics came out very strong because I would be told like, hey, that's just what your father would do, or that's just what your father would talk, or that's just what your father would dress. And so I am my father's image.
That's wonderful.
So,
alrighty. So we talked a little bit about
Yeah.
high school.
mhm.
Now the transition from high school in Tower Hill
Mhm.
to City Kingston.
Oh boy, I like to see the neon lights came on.
Right.
Yeah.
Share something about
Well, I was pretty sheltered, growing up in Tower Hill. I grew up as a good little Christian boy, all Sunday school champion. Never stepped out of line. Did everything right, which they told me to do. So that was pretty much how I grew up until I went into Kingston, like going on 17, going on 18. And wow, like I said, again, the neon lights came on. Everything became magnified and bigger and wilder and, and crazier and more inviting and exciting and sinful too. So the one I broke out.
Right.
I broke out literally when I went to Kingston, yeah.
And you did you go to school in Kingston? You started working? Walk us through the steps.
Yeah, I started working and I started working and I went to evening school. And actually that's where I did like O levels, working in the days, going to school in the evenings. And that was it. Then I eventually went to CAST, which is now UTech.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a CAST boy. I later learned that CAST boy didn't show off. I never really know at the time, but yeah, I went to CAST.
Because you were naturally so.
I was naturally. No, yeah, I wasn't conscious of some things like that. I mean, my thing with school was like, this is my way out. This is education for me. I had dreams, big dreams, and the only way I knew to do that was going to school. And so I went to CAS. By this time I was working on Victoria Mutual, and blessed and fortunate for me, they paid for me going to school at CAS, among other places.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you met and fell in love?
I met and fell in love, yes. I fall in love pretty quickly, I should say. Yeah, but that was the beginning of a great part of my life, yes.
Yes. And what was that like?
Like I said, the neon lights came on in Kingston. I fell in love, went to school, went to work. It was going great. Got married early.
How old are you?
I was just about going on 22.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, it was wonderful. I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life. I became a man, if you know what I mean. And I was a successful man, at an early age,
At an early age.
Yeah.
Yes, and looking back now, it makes you proud.
Very proud. For one of a better term, is literally like rags to riches from Tower Hill. And that's not a hidden story. Everybody knows that. To moving into Kingston, going to school, working at Victoria Mutual, famous VMBS, moving up the chart to become a brand supervisor, buying a home when I was just 24.
Right.
I owned,
in Jamaica.
In Jamaica, yeah. So yeah, it was a wonderful phase of life. Yes.
Life. And then let's take a trip. Let's take the flight.
The flight to
the great United States.
The great United States. Yeah.
What was that like? The move from Jamaica, that life you had, and coming into this country.
Well, sometimes they say the grass is greener on the other side, or the other version of that is that the grass is not always greener on the other side. I had a pretty good life in Jamaica. And I had a privilege back then of going back and forth there. And eventually I made the move because at that time, what was it, 5 flights a day? everybody was leaving, all your friends were leaving. And part of my family was already living in the States. So I thought, let's make the move.
Okay.
And I've often wondered if that moving to the United States was the best thing I ever did. There are times when I feel like I progressed much faster living back in Jamaica than I have in the United States. I mean, there have been struggles and hurdles and misfortunes.
Yes.
Tragedy. My first wife that I fell in love with and married early, she died tragically 1 year after I came to live in the States. So the whole world around me crumbled.
And what was that phase like for you?
Horrible.
Loss is difficult.
Yeah, very, very horrible. They say you wouldn't want to wish this on your worst enemy, but it is true. It's something that you never, ever really truly get over. Except that, I think it made me a better person. Life became more meaningful. The value of life is great to me, and relationship and people's life I become a part of becomes very, very important and cherished to me, because when you least expect it, someone who you love and care for may be here today and gone tomorrow. And that's a hard one to deal with. So again, me moving to the States, and 1 year after I moved here,
life changed.
Life changed dramatically, painfully,
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got through it with help. You had support.
I've been blessed. I really believe I've been blessed in pretty much everywhere I go. I had support. My family was there. I've always been blessed with friends, and more than anything else, I've been blessed by God. I think a great part of my survival from Terrell to today is because of my relationship with Christ. No doubt about that. And so even in the greatest pain, I found grace.
And let's now talk about your relationship with God. Having it rekindled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what I'm saying, when trouble take you, picnic shot fit you. Is that how it goes? Yeah, because like I would go back to Kingston, I'd say, wow, the neon lights came on. That's when the wild oats began to be sown and all of that. I was successful, doing really great. Still never stopped going to church. Never, ever, ever. I would party Saturday night, but I'd be in church Sunday morning. one foot in, 1 foot out, for a while. And then when I moved here, like I said, the tragedy struck, and that drove me right back to my knees.
Yes.
Some serious soul searching, some serious confession, some serious growth, and discovering that even though you may have walked away from Christ, he does promise you that I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I am one of those who feel like, I've never been forsaken by God, and all that I am. And it's a testimony time.
Yes.
All that I am and ever hope to be is through Christ Jesus. So yes, my refuge and my fortress, my very present help in time of trouble. Yeah.
Now, you're a dad.
Yes, I'm a dad. 3 times over.
Yes.
And a granddad too.
Well, hey.
Yeah.
And what was it like when your first child?
Oh wow. Yeah, man, that again, that was during the happy phase of life. That was during the success phases of life. Newly married, own a home, young, had a son. And I think every guy's greatest feeling is to reproduce himself. Not throwing his own if you haven't done that, but it was the greatest feeling for me. And to have a son I was fully everything. I was fully man. I was all that.
Yeah.
And that was a wonderful experience being a dad. I mean,
Pep in your step.
Pep in my step, daddy, running home from work, just eventually everywhere I went, he was with me. Yeah, it's one of the happiest phases of my life is
Yes.
seeing my kids being born.
And fatherhood across the board for you?
Fatherhood is mixed. It's very mixed. There have been, great, wonderful days, and then there have been challenging days, and then there are some days that you wish, that I wish had been different. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. There are some areas that I'm still working on. As your children get older, there's not a whole lot you can do that wasn't done at an earlier phase. So it becomes an adult relationship. But yeah, father has been great. I've been Mr. Dad and Mr. Mom in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with early beginnings, going through the school system, heading to Kingston, now in the United States, your experiences to date. Being here in this new season of your life, what would be your first response if someone says, "How are you doing today, Eval?"
I say I'm doing great. I'm doing great. There's a scripture that says, "Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come." It was grace that brought me safe thus far. I think I should be a preacher,
And grace.
By the way, you do know that when I go to Toral these days, they ask me, "Are you a preacher yet?"
Because
that when I was a young boy, they thought I was going to be a preacher. So yeah, I'm on a podium now. Can I get my Bible?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I'm doing great. I've had struggles and hurdles. I've had setbacks, a few, which I'm still working on, but I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I am blessed and highly favored. And as you know, the interviewer is my wife. So I'm in good place. I'm in a good place. I'm in a blessed place.
Right.
Thank God.
And I know you have said it publicly that, having been married before, you never thought that's a path you would have taken again. But the first time we sat down together and started having conversation, something happened. What was that?
Maybe I should get someone that's get an interview from here. Something happened. Yeah, well, I've been uninvolved for about 10 years, and I thought I was never going to get married again. That was it for me. So the question is, we sat down quite platonically,
right?
And in the process of that, totally determined that I'm never getting married again. I'm not having a relationship. I'm done. In the process of that, I guess the neon lights came on again. Is this neon light in America? Yeah, something happened, and I'm like, wait a minute here. Why am I feeling this way? I didn't expect to ever feel this way again. Yes, and that was the beginning of the rest of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you're married, and you are in this new season of your life, and you have great plans ahead.
Big time.
Yes. I have often said to you that
you seem to be so settled now.
Mm-hmm.
And
She's making me sweat now. I said that.
yeah.
She makes me sweat. Okay.
Yeah, but you're settled now, and you are also involved with church, not only with church, quote unquote, but you do have.
I serve.
You serve
in different levels.
Would you like to share some of that?
Well, I serve as an usher. Yeah, personality man, I can tell.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
So I serve as an usher, which is pretty good, helping people to be seated and doing what needs to be done, and yeah, being a gatekeeper for the Lord. Yeah. And not just serving, but praying and all of that stuff.
And the men's ministry?
And I am we're currently trying to rebuild our NTT men's ministry. I happen to be one of those little front position along with the other brothers trying to get it going.
And NTT, what's the acronym for?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. See, she interviewed me and I should get all that thing out of me. NTT is New Testament Temple Church of God in the Bronx, where our bishop is Bishop Paul Peart. And yeah, pretty good fellowship, strong fellowship. If you're trying to find a place to worship and to rebuild, because when I went there, I was a broken man. I was mashed up, broken down.
To the point where would you like to share that little fun part we joke about all the time during that segment?
To the point where, in our service, and by the way, also now serve with my wife as an transition minister. What we do the welcome, do the birthday stuff, and do the anniversary stuff. But I remember up to 2 years back when that segment came on where they were doing the anniversary section, I was just wishing that they could just not do this part because I know it was never going to be for me, because I was never going to be married and I was never going to be celebrating any anniversary again. So I pretty much thought that they could have just abandoned that portion of the service.
I still can't get over that.
Yeah, it was my secret gripe when that section came on, Hey, all those are celebrating anniversary today. And I'm like, oh God, please, can we just move on with this?
But now.
So now I got the privilege of actually greeting and celebrating anniversary and encouraging other people who have not yet been married to get married so that they too can celebrate the anniversary. It's amazing how God can turn things around. It does say he'll give you beauty for ashes.
Yes.
And gladness where there is mourning, and peace where there is despair. So my ashes has been turned into a burning fire.
To the point now where, people actually look forward to us when we're scheduled for transition.
Yeah.
Because they like, the dynamic between the two of us. And we make it.
I think people are moved by a situation where they can relate and they can, I can identify with that. And if God has blessed him to transition from that place to a happier place, then God can also do it for anyone else. So that's the thing. So I also serve as a board member on Good Neighbors Community Outreach. And we are going to have to do a segment on that. But what we do with Good Neighbors, we provide services for the community, other clothing, we have a pantry, counseling session, all of that good stuff. I serve as a board member on that committee as well. What else do I do? I cook.
Yes, he cooks very, very well.
I cook at church. In fact, somebody was jealous that I went to Jamaica.
Oh no, it's not
and
jealous.
another church and cooked for them. Annoyed. But I was following my calling. Yeah. So yeah.
But I believe our audience, they are really seeing another side, hearing another side of your story. And it's so important for us to, from
where necessary, and we believe Spotlight
Mm-hmm.
has the impact
Yeah.
to highlight people, their stories, their achievements.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, in 2 years, gotten to another level.
Well, I'm in the spotlight.
You're in the spotlight. Absolutely. And what is it like being married to your executive producer?
Oh, wow. That sound like I'm going to pull weight for me or so. My executive producer is my wife and my friend and my best friend, bestie, my counselor. I kind of feel like there is no difference in roles here in terms of executive producer. Well, she have more skills than me still when it comes to some things. But it's a blessed relationship, a blessed union. We have talked before where our skills have been merged. I never know somebody can talk so long, but see me, that's not true. That's not true, people.
No such thing.
I've had some training, believe you me, in public speaking. So,
Right.
you know, I'll do it though.
No, you're not.
What's dodo? Yeah,
Yes.
but it's a blessed union, and it's totally divine. Because if I had my own way, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
So, glory be to God. Amen.
Yes, yes. But as we are about to wrap up,
Mhm.
what would you say has been your greatest achievement?
Wow. My greatest achievement, I believe, as my motto says, is I want to influence lives. I want to influence lives for eternal values. In other words, I want people who come into my space and people whose space I find myself to sense the goodness of God. I want to be able to say I influenced a life or a life was changed because of something I did or said. My great achievements, I don't know. I'm not one to say I'm flying high, but I've come a long way. I've achieved stuff that I didn't expect to achieve. So my achievement would be thanks be to God for where He has brought me from to where I am. My mind is in a great place. I know many people have been where I have been who have never truly recovered and who have been bitter or bruised. And so I'm just grateful and thankful to God that I sense the love of God every day. I sense His provision every day. I sense Him in my life every day. And I'm giving back in all the ways I can. There's a lot of ways that I really want to give back more in. That's going to take some time and that's going to take some work.
Right. If I should ask you about your friends, could we not talk about your friends?
Yeah. My friends, my bestest friends, I said that, sound like kids, right? My best friends are the friends that I've had 40, 50 years. I just saw something today to talk about family, Family, family. It's non-biological, but it's a friendship that is maybe even closer than family. And I have been blessed, truly, truly blessed with awesome, wonderful, not judgmental, supportive friends, also friends who will rebuke me when I'm wrong and love me in the same way. So I have been blessed with good friends.
Yeah.
And then before I got married to the executive producer here, I had my group of friends, and then I got double blessed again when I came, and her group of friends who are also family. Some of them just kind of weasel my way in on them.
Yes.
And somebody said the other day, boy, Denise, your husband just come on him just easy, so and him just taking place, you know. So I've been doubly blessed. Friends, guys, if you don't have friends, oof, you're missing out. You need that one friend who will tell you when you're wrong and tell you when you're right and put you in a place and pray for you and pray with you and set you right when you need to be set right.
That's right. And I want to say that, you have really brought a spark into.
It only takes a spark.
I'm telling you, you've brought a spark into my life. We were on a boat ride this past Sunday for the Ghana mission, and
it was wonderful.
It was wonderful. I saw your getaway drop legs, which the audience will see. And not only that, but, it is a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, man, I'm good like that.
The way,
yes, I'm good like
that. I think they just saw another.
This is what you got to put up with all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, but truly, it's a pleasure working with you. How we actually, synchronize and make things work. And we're growing both in our relationship and in our business.
Amen.
And I thank you.
And you are welcome. And let me be the one to thank you for lifting me out of.
Ethan said, "You marry up."
Marry up. I don't think that's an ambiguous statement, though.
You can say you marry up, my brother.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
it's a good thing to move up.
Yes. So I'm sure our audience have learned so much more about you, Evel Green.
And they do know I can dance, right?
You have mentioned that you have won dancing competition.
Yeah, man, big time. You all would know that, right? Yeah, man.
And so on Sunday evening on the boat ride,
broke out.
Brother. I was very pleased, however. Yes. But I'm glad you are in a good place.
I'm in a great place. Praise God.
And I'm so grateful
and
that you have agreed to this interview this evening. Of course, notwithstanding the fact that despite the fact that you are a co-producer, you still have to participate in the fun segment that I have crafted.
Let's see.
For each interview.
I've often listened to that and wondered, I'm on a chopping block.
So yes, it's very easy. Very easy stuff. So are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
One response, one word responses only.
Yes, you're good. I am.
There you go. Tower Hill.
Home.
Family.
Love.
Marriage.
Wonderful.
Harrison.
Education.
Lady D.
Wife.
VMBS.
Life, man. Life. Yeah.
Children.
Blessings.
Future.
Bright.
Love.
Wonderful.
You have done your part, and it is awesome. So I thank you so much for joining me here this evening on Spotlight, Mr. Green, and I look forward to doing more interviews with you.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to coming back. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another edition of Spotlight. Looking forward to seeing you next week. From all of us here at Voices with Lady D, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, we thank you so much for tuning in to the show this evening. Co-producer, he was in the hot seat and he did an outstanding job. I'm so proud of him. And yes, he has come a long way. And I'm so grateful that We've made it this far. And now that he has joined me on the platform and we're working together, we hope to take it to another level. And I hope you come along for the ride. This has been an awesome show this evening. Thanks to all who participated. But most importantly, thanks to my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Please support them this coming Saturday. Go on out, purchase your food, be a part of all the activities that they have to offer. And they're located at 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Also to Fit FM 96.7 KVR Radio Network. We thank you so much for just, taking us under your wings and being a part of everything that's good. So thank you. And I know that, each and every time we're here, we bring something to you as you do to us. We wanted you to know that we appreciate you. And so, as we close the curtain on Voices with Lady D in the feature Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect, we wish you well. We hope that you will have an awesome weekend this weekend and that we will all be safe and return on Monday for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. We have so much to do this weekend and for the next several weeks. We're in a transitional phase, but we trust God. So be well, everyone, and you know how me do. Me a con go round now, me a con go on round, me a con galang round, me a con go up, me a go down so, me a go round so, me a go on in, me a go cross so. But in all of that, I want to leave this with you. This is Lady D signing off. Remember, your life and your time are gifts, so make them count. Thank you, everyone. We love you, know, we appreciate you, know, and we want you know, to always tune in to Voices with Lady D, where every voice has power. Blessings, everyone. Mwah. Love, love, love to all of you. Thanks to co-producer for collaborating and making another feature of Center Stage possible. Blessings, everyone. We love you and we